from New York. Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
Read it right now. Read it right now.
Yeah, show us how good you are.
Hey, this is Joey Badass. Hot 97 is giving away free
No,
money
look
every
right here,
Friday.
look right here, look right here.
Swipe up to tune in to win for $500 in your hand.
There you go.
It's that easy.
It's lit. Let's get paid. Look, Joey's getting paid out here. Seriously.
Facts. We talk
What do you have in your
grills.
mouth now? What's going on over there, man?
Just about $10,000 worth in diamonds.
In his mouth.
Okay, and selected tea,
It's
the
grill
beer.
piece.
You know, it's just to remind myself that everything I say have to be,
It's a gem.
yes, yeah, pretty
A
much,
jewel.
pretty much, yeah, gotta be
All-Amerikkan
immaculate
Badass.
with my words.
All-Amerikkan Badass, a new Joey Badass album. I heard it leaked. Is this true?
It did leak, and to the people out there, this is what I told them. First of all, you shouldn't listen to the leak because the sound quality is trash.
Really? It's not
And-
right?
Yeah, it's a vinyl rip. And
Oh, so
with the
vinyl.
vinyl rips, you gotta have the right needle and everything. The sound is all fucked up, it's all low. So I'd advise you not to have your first listen through the leak. But, if you listen to the leak anyway, I ain't mad at you. But just know, come Friday, you gotta buy 5 albums.
that's
There
the
you
deal.
go.
That's the easy
deal.
trade-off. You
I
know
like
what I'm saying? And you can listen to the leak, but you just gotta
Is
buy
there any
5
is
albums.
there any bonuses on iTunes or anything, or you just do
No,
one
no,
version?
no. I didn't do bonuses on this album because I learned from my last album that there's really no such thing as a bonus track. It's like it say bonus track on the shit, but people still gonna listen to the album straight through.
That's right.
Like those bonus tracks are part of the album.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like with Before the Money, I had Run Up On You and Teach Me. And I hated the fact that Teach Me ended my album. You know what I'm saying?
Because it didn't feel like the rest of the album.
Exactly. It was a bonus track, but it's like, nah.
Teach Me was the
Fuck a bonus
first
track.
Joey Badass attempt at like a bit of a single crossover record. That's how it felt.
I guess.
What were your feelings on it, looking back on Teach
Teach
Me?
me
mean,
how to dance.
to
It was
be
an
honest-
up-tempo with the girl Kaiser just
Yes.
to give
Yeah, yeah,
everybody.
Had a
Yeah.
video.
I
and
love
you
the
did-
record.
Yeah,
I
you,
love
you
the
were
record.
big. You were big on that.
To be honest, there's a version of that record that the world doesn't even know about because before it turned into what it was with Kaiser and everything, it was really just, it sounded like really like dark and house type of vibe. Like it sounded more like a sex song than anything. Then it sounded like a house dance song and everything. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was like one of my favorite songs at the time. Like I always love when I challenge myself to make something different. That's always something that makes me happy and makes me proud of my work. Cause like anytime I approach the mic, I'm trying to create a new sound. I ain't never trying to remake what I already did. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So yeah, at that
I
point,
love
was
that.
like, hey.
I love that the two bonuses you had were that, which was your pop record, and Run Up On You, which is the most non-pop gutter. Run Up On You is the one you and Bronson, right?
And El Varner, yeah.
Yeah, that shit is. No,
Yeah.
isn't Run Up On You? Run Up On You like
yeah, with Static on the beat.
with Static
Hell
on it, yeah. So I just love you're right, the bonus idea. It throws off sequencing a bit because you have two
A bit,
random
yeah.
songs kind of thrown on at the
Yeah.
end, even though they're both fire, just
Hell
totally
yeah.
different. So let's talk about this. You sent me the video. We were on a flight back from All Star, and you sent me the video for the
Land of the Free.
Land of the Free, which we've been playing here for a long time, and that song's very politically inspired.
I sent you the rough cut.
You haven't even watched there's a newer version of it that's different.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to watch the new one.
Oh, see, look, real friends.
Sorry, real friends. Real friends watch it right when you send it to them, right?
Right.
But
what you did.
I loved it, and I loved it. It was super impactful. And how did you tell us a little bit about getting to this mindset that you're in? Because this whole thing, you got America KKK on the cover. This is some very woke shit that you're on right now.
Yeah. So if anybody knows me, they know that I've always been,
Third eye's been open.
critically thinking. You know what I mean? Third eye's always been open. But just as far as this album and the way it came about, it's like, over the last couple of years with everything that's been happening, police shootings, Trump, just everything that we've been taking into like our subconscious that, we've been force fed on the news and everything. As a young black man in this country, it's been affecting me a lot. So just to make a long story short, like I made this project as basically a response, or not even a response, but like a commentary to, everything that's currently happening. So, I like to say that this is a timely and timeless masterpiece.
I don't know if I read. I don't want to chop this up because I don't remember where I read it. I just remember I was thinking about it when I walked in. But beyond that, on the content on mass incarceration, you touched on everything on Trump and everything. I read somewhere that you felt that because of the content of your music, that you felt that it was kind of that not everyone was going to digest it and take it in. Something about like halting your growth. Or,
I refer to it as vegetables because, like, you know, it's something that's so good for you, the music. You know what I mean? And that's something that you don't often get a lot today. We get a lot of candy.
You get a lot of fast food, too.
Yeah, a lot of candy, a lot of fast food.
Fills you up real quick.
Fills you up real quick. Meaningless, though.
Yeah.
Hour later, you're hungry.
temporary satisfaction, and then makes you sick.
You might die.
Exactly.
You could die. There's music coming out, they
just
could kill
Arteries
you.
clogged.
Just 47 grams of trans fat.
Straight up, straight to the heart. Look, Joey Badass is here. We're running through some records off his All-Amerikkan Badass, which is available Friday, right? Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it has leaked, but if you're playing the leak, you're playing yourself because it sounds like trash. And you should go out here and support Joey. Does it or has it bothered you, the whole, you know, because it has for me, because I know you know, when Rosenberg, you first started playing Joey 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, 5 years ago.
5
How old are you
years
now?
ago?
22.
So 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
And, you know, you were like seen as this like 90s.
Half a decade ago.
Yeah.
You were seen as like sonically this guy who's trying to bring the 90s boom bap
revivalist.
vibe back. And was that your intention, or you was just making music, and where are you at today with that?
To be honest, I was just making the music that I wanted to make. You know what I'm saying? Like, at that time in 2011, 2012, when we was creating from a place where it's like, yo, we wanted to be the change. We wanted to become the change we wanted to see in the game and in the world. At the time, it was more just the game. Like, we felt that like, you know, East Coast, nobody was representing the East Coast properly. So we feel like we had to step into the plate. You know, me, Steve, CJ, the whole pro era, we felt like we just had to step into the plate. It wasn't like we was trying to be 90s rappers or sound like 90s. That's just what was true to us. That's the shit that we listened to. That's the shit that we rap to. We used to have ciphers in the park. Like, that's the shit that we vibed off of. You know what I'm saying? So we wasn't trying to be anything we weren't. That's straight up what we was. That's what we was doing at the time.
But you were, and I've mentioned this 1,000 times, but the day I met you, and you told me you were this boom bap, literally in the womb, your parents were listening to boom bap. I mean,
Which
your
is
mom.
very true. But at the same time, you know, what I got to put out there is, as a kid, though, like, you take all that in, like, you know, little by little. You know what I'm saying? Like, as I grew up, though, like, I grew up on whatever was considered mainstream.
Wheezy.
That's the first thing I was gonna say. Like, I wanted to be signed to Young Money Records. That's what, like, when I was 15, 14, like, I was rapping at that time to be signed to Young Money. Then I got to, like, high school and I met Steez, and, you know, he just put me on a different caliber of rap. Now I want to be signed by Jay-Z.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, that's just...
So today, when I've had the pleasure of hearing the album. This album is a literal and, you know, and I guess a very direct step towards being not just that. Like, there's more music, there's more melody, there's more hook, there's more.
Right.
There's the bars are there. Obviously, the topicality of being what's today and what's relevant, what's happening with people who are socially conscious and politically conscious. Like, you have all of that you've always had, but musically you've stepped into another direction. Was that purposeful so that you didn't get put into a box?
Oh, yeah. So, you know, just like, you know, so on the music side, with this whole album in general, like, when it came to just the sound and the sonics of it, I made, like, pretty much every song from the perspective of, like, okay, I got the beat. Now me hearing the beat is like, all right, I visualize 50,000 people in front of me. What are you gonna say? You know what I mean? Like, that's the perspective I made this music for. It's like, it's universal to me. This is bigger than life music. Like, this is not Joey in the fucking hole in the wall venue. This is Joey at Coachella main stage. This is Joey to the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? And just like, you know, with the music, I took that approach. I wanted to make everything bigger. I had to do the same thing with the lyrics to make them as clear as possible. I think that's another thing people gonna notice on this album is how clear I am. The clarity is like razor sharp. Like you understand everything. You know what I mean? And if you don't, it's real, like, just a couple listens, you
You'll
break
get
it
it.
down and shit.
Yeah.
But it's just way more transparent and straightforward with this one. So,
Well, even Devastated. Devastated's on it, right?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
So even Devastated, which is a year ago now,
Yeah.
was sort of the beginning of like you made a song that was very true to you,
I did.
but and like very much about your life, but also something that resonated. And when I saw you at my birthday in DC, the song was relatively new then, and I saw how the crowd reacted, and I'm like, your crowds have always super fucked with you. Like that was one of the things that made me really believe right away was how crowds reacted. But that show I saw, man, now you have songs people could really sing along to, and it kind of changes. You know what I'm saying? Like your early pro era shows, it felt like you were like an Artifacts concert. You know what I mean? Like it was just boom, bappity, yeah.
I feel you.
And then when he was
feel that.
when he was doing Devastated on the score, he said 1, 2, 1. We used to be so devastated. And everyone, it
That
creates a
shit go
different.
crazy.
Did that inspire you a little bit to see like, damn, it's fun when you have songs that people could really?
Oh yeah, for sure. As an artist who, who's also like a worldwide international performer, that's something that you're always taking in the performance aspect when you're creating music. Like me, I know I'm always, because that's really, when you make a song, that's really where you want it to end, is on stage. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're creating it, you think it, like when I was making Devastated, I was like, oh shit, like I can't wait to perform this shit and see like, how I go off. And a lot of things with this album is like, the fact that it's so musical, I can't wait to get up on stage with my band and, just deliver it. So, yeah, that definitely is always something that, like, I'm excited about and keeping in mind.
And also in context of the album, and I think we should play Devastated right now. Go ahead, Joe.
We should play Devastated, but before we do play Devastated, I got something special for you.
Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh.
I like
He's digging in the craze.
Uh-oh.
You brought a big old box.
I trust surprises from Joey
I
Badass.
tried to go
There's
in this
not a lot
box
of
when
people
he-
I trust surprises
I tried to
from.
go in this box earlier and he slapped my hand.
Yeah.
Oh.
He gave him the mommy
What
slap.
we got? We got a plaque?
This is plaques.
That's so dope.
Devastated what?
The Devastated presented to Ebro to commemorate RIAA certified gold sales and streams.
Ooh, give it
Of
up.
more than
That's
500,000
Single out
copies.
here, son.
Oh, plaque for me
Laura,
as well.
Laura,
I have yours, but my runner forgot it
It's
at the
okay.
And there's a-
but you have one, okay? It's
Thank you,
there.
baby.
Yo,
I
Joe,
seen
That's so
it.
dope.
No
Yo,
problem.
Joey, I swear to God, I know
That's
this
so
is
dope.
this is gonna blow your mind. By the way, Ebro's got tons of these. By the way, he's been doing it for a long time. But listen, I swear to God, I think it's the first one anyone's ever given me.
Well, look.
Really?
Yes, I'm the
Yeah.
first one anyone's ever given me.
Dope.
I think it's only fitting that it
Yes,
was
of
me.
all people.
You know what I mean?
bro.
Of course.
Love,
That's
love.
lit.
That's
course.
amazing,
Yeah, this
man.
is
I ain't
Go
gonna
up
lie.
here.
I forgot the 12-inch because I couldn't find it, but look, I think that's fucking
This is
fat.
amazing.
Fuck it.
Nah, man, this is gonna go in my room, my house, man. This is beautiful.
That's a big
Wow.
deal, man.
Tight.
Fine. Hey, show the
Show
camera,
the
man.
people.
Look at that, man. Look
So,
at that.
and this record too, when I heard it a year ago, I didn't know the context, but in the context of the album All-Amerikkan Badass, where you're talking about the psychological trauma of a young black man growing up in the hood and having to pick your path, right? Like
Right.
you grew up in the same neighborhood as, and we've done interviews on this, as GS9, right?
Yeah.
You've had problems, and we'll talk about it with other rappers, Troy Ave, but you've always consciously been like, nah, my family really lives that life, but
Yeah.
I'm not taking my fan base down that path.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like anybody who's close to that life
In a real way.
in a real way, can always it once you growing up and like all your older cousins and your family is like, that's what the fuck they grew up on. It's like you have the opportunity to go a different way because
Yeah.
everybody already did that, and you see what it did to them. And I knew from a young age I didn't just want to be standing on the block, like no offense to any of my family, but straight up, I didn't want to just be standing on the block like another fucking victim, target, fucking, you know what I'm saying? And yes, I just went my own way, man. Like I just went with my heart. I followed my heart. Like it's funny because like my older cousins who used to like, do the damn thing, be on the streets and shit, they used to inspire me to rap at a young age. But I was too young to follow them to the studio. And even though I was too young, sometimes we used to get away with things being too young.
Yeah.
But they just thought that maybe we shouldn't take them to the studio with us. And I fucking was doing it on my own, and now look,
Yeah.
I'm the fucking rapper and shit. and I you know, I say I love all my fam, and I know they think about that shit all the time. It just, you know, you got to take the risk.
Yeah.
You got to, man. Like, don't follow the status quo, man. Follow your heart. Like, don't be scared to, you know, be different and not follow other people and shit. Like, it's crazy because, like, the only person I ever even considered following in my life led me here, basically, and that was Capital Steez. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. So.
Well, I wanted to tell a story on air that me and Joey have talked about a bunch off air, but I don't think we've ever discussed. I don't think we've ever talked about it. Sometimes when you're friends with someone for too long on radio and off radio, I don't remember what's been discussed publicly or not. But I know that at some point you had a conversation with me about like growing up, and you were almost like apologetic, slightly to me, but more like in general, and it wasn't necessary to me, about like that you thought you were an asshole for a time. And not like in a really bad asshole sense. Like, in fact, I thought it was almost overstated when you said it. But you did have a time, and I talked about it with your mom once too.
Yeah.
He had a growing up period where he got difficult. You went from like
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you mean he was a teenager?
Yeah.
yeah, like
When
but
I was
at
18.
first when he was brand new, he was just happy to be there. And then maybe like a year and a half in, you got into the
I was real
privilege of
sour.
being a super
I was real sour.
and then you kind of take us through that
Yeah.
and coming out of it, because I thought it was very cool how quickly you figured it out.
You know, because there's a lot of young artists that I see currently, and it's like, I tell myself, like, when I see them in person, like, I want to give them certain advice and certain wisdom. So, like, here's just an increment of it. Like, you know, as a young artist coming into the game, there's certain things you're just not going to understand right away. You know,
course.
one, you're still fucking
Yeah.
making the transition from, you know, adolescence to adult. And,
Let
you know,
alone being in the spotlight.
let alone being in
Yeah.
the spotlight. You know, so that's just one thing, growing up and then being in the spotlight and having it all, you know, everything new for you. Me, I was 17, like, I blew up that summer of me going from my junior year to my senior year. You know what I'm saying? So this is a kid straight out of high school, hormones going crazy, and they put me on tour with Juicy J. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bands and make good dance
Yeah, it's
every
going
fucking
down.
night. Yeah. You know, I went crazy. I lost my mind on that tour. We all did. But that's besides the point. The point is, you know, when I was young, I was like too oblivious to realize certain things. Like keeping certain relationships strong. Like, you know what I mean? Keeping making sure certain bridges don't get burned. Like, I always say this story when I first went to Germany, for example. Like you said, I was just happy to be there. Like, fuck. I never thought I'd make it in Germany, not after 1 year of fucking, you know, trying to rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, in 1 year, I'm already here in Germany. So it was just like, my mind wasn't on certain things. Like, okay, maybe I should save this person's number for the next time I come out here and build this relationship and, you know, make sure the relationship is strong. So, you know, it was just a whole bunch of different things. Like, I didn't care to necessarily, like, leave a good impression with people. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I'm here and I'm gone. I'm here now. This is the first time I'm here. This is crazy. I'm gone. But, like, also, the thing is, too, a year later, I lost my best friend. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even sure if I wanted to rap anymore. Like, a lot of people don't even know I went through that phase. Like, you know, my Summer Nights project, like, that shit was even supposed to come out. That was supposed to be a Forever project. You know what I mean? But we were so unmotivated, and I already told the world that a new project was coming that I just decided to put that out there. You know what I mean? But, like, 2013 was, like, the worst year for me in my career. I did not want to rap, bro. Like, I just didn't know how to feel. I was lost. I was mad. I was angry. It was a very dark period for me. Like, I'm talking about, like, depression. I was fucking miserable. You know what I'm saying? So that's where a lot of the sour attitude came from. But after I went through that phase, looking back in hindsight, I realized just, like, how, like, grim I became. You know what I mean? If that make any sense. And that's where that conversation came from, where I just asked you, somebody who, like, you know, was a real person to me in the industry, like, yo, what do you think? Or just trying to get some guidance or some feedback, because, you know, I was just honestly lost, bro.
But then, then on top of losing your best friend, you then lose your cousin, who was like your other best friend, and that still didn't. I saw you go through it, and it was hard, but it didn't throw you off the path of being positive. How did you sort of? Because some part you could have, if you'd gone negative, you could have been like, "Yo, the fucking world's against me. Steez is gone. Now Junior's gone." But you didn't go that way. You ended up kind of continuing to push positive. How did that happen?
I mean, honestly, like the only thing that keeps me going and keeps me positive is the fact that I know if they were still here, or even if I could talk to them while they're not here, they just encourage me to keep going. They just tell me, keep doing what you're doing. And that's what keeps me strong, and that's what keeps me motivated, that with every accomplishment, every accolade, every song that I make, I know that it's making them happy. I know that. And, that's honestly what's satisfying.
Listen, his name is Joey Badass, and he's got a great album. I want to play the Schoolboy Q record.
Oh, yeah.
Rockabye Baby,
Let's get it.
which speaks to what you were talking about earlier with regard to your family growing up in the hood, streets, et cetera, and Schoolboy Q's verse as well, and the relationship between gangs in New York, gangs in L.A., and what it is that is attractive about that lifestyle and the things that drive black men into that lifestyle is kind of riddled through this record as well. I thought it was a dope. Was that what you were going for in making?
Oh,
this
yeah.
record?
Like if it's like one of the messages that I definitely want people to take away from it, especially, my young black brothers out there, is, we gotta unite. We ain't gonna make no change if we don't come together. And it's like, this is something that's been said over and over and over, but it's never been said by a young person who's just like them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's never came from somebody who understands exactly where they at. So, that's what I'm trying to promote. I'm trying to say we got to go back to when the gangs was the neighborhood police, because we obviously can't trust the police right now. So who we gonna run to when there's actually foul shit going on, and we got nobody to defend ourselves? Like, I think we should be able to go to our gangs. Like, what's up? This your block, right? I so protect it. Straight up.
Have some respect for it, and
Have
the families
some respect
that live
for
on it.
Yeah, straight up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm about. That's what I'm promoting. I ain't in no gang, but I know a lot of people who is in gangs, and we had these conversations all the time. They already know, like, that's the shit that I'm on. You know what I mean? So here it is. Like, the reason why that American flag is paisley bandana, because this is our America. You know what I'm saying? This is our shit.
Joey, you just said a second ago, we all have distrust of police.
Right.
We also know there's some good police.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I know a few.
And we also know that, like, on many levels, this country has put in place things that are traps for poor people in general, but specifically black and brown men.
Yeah.
Right? When you're talking about the school system, you're talking about
Jails.
the jail system, mass incarceration, mischief in your neighborhood could cost you, 3-4 years in jail versus if you lived in the suburbs somewhere, they just give you a slap on the wrist, maybe put you in a little program.
Oh, yeah.
So we know things are much tougher. But you talked about people coming together, specifically gangs taking care of their neighborhoods. And you said you're having those conversations. What's the response that you get when you have that conversation with somebody who either thinks just, robbing and stealing and killing is the path?
Is a lot of respect, appreciation, and understanding in those conversations. But at the same time, it's like, I got to understand a lot too, with the way they break it down. It's like, shit is deeply rooted, man. It's just years and years of rivalries. So it's just really hard to end them. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit is deeply rooted. Like, I'm talking about dating back to, like, my part to his part to your part to your part. So it's like that's really the halt that we come to, is that, like, it's just problems that really can't.
And nobody wants to step forward and be like, this is over. Like, this is over.
That's pretty much what it is.
But you did that. Troy Ave said some things about your friend when he passed, Steve. And
it wasn't when he passed, it was way after.
About him passing.
About him passing. And you chose to take the high road.
I took the fly road.
Yeah.
You did eventually come back and say something, but it wasn't, you didn't go the way, you didn't go as low as he did.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if there was.
What we talking about?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying that because you're setting an example.
Right.
You're setting an example by being, and you even said it at the time. Like, I remember you being like, I'm more sad for him than I am mad. Like, I'm upset that I lost my friend. I'm upset he's trying to disrespect, but I'm more sad that he thought that
he could go that low.
That he could go that low.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
I even said that in the bar. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I saw it as setting an example. And here we are sitting here today. you're on television shows and you're touring, you have your merch, and the people who called you weirdo rapper like a Troy Ave is going through his own hardships trying to find his path again. You know what I'm saying? Like
Going triple styrofoam. My bad, I had to throw that out there.
Triple
You know, yeah.
styrofoam.
But I'm
I
setting
thought
it up
out
for a conversation of recognizing that when you have a global view and you have a positive outlook, and that's what you're gonna do, you can see how that can transpire for somebody at 22 years old versus someone who decided to take a road that led him down a path that now is very bad.
It was negative and didn't end well. Yeah.
So are you do you use that as a part of your fuel to keep going?
I mean, yeah, for sure. Definitely. But you know, you gotta apply that situation to like the whole game, because there's a whole bunch of older people doing it the older way, and the newer young kids who's coming through doing it their own way, a new, fresh way, and they're winning. You know what I'm saying? Another thing I want to put on the map, bro, too, and you know, y'all my family and shit, but it's just something that I want to say to the people and get out there. New York radio. We need the new young Ebro. We need the new young Funk Flex. We need the new Peter Rosenberg, man. Y'all holding their seats, man. Just let them at least grow.
Come take me out.
Let them grow under y'all, though,
gotta come
man.
take it.
Let
You
them
gotta come
grow
take it.
under y'all, because y'all keeping this shit a certain way. And New York radio, in my opinion, hasn't really grown too much in the last couple of years. It stayed the same. Everybody else is beating us out now. You got Atlanta killing it, LA killing it. You know why? Because they got young people involved and they getting the inner cities involved. They supporting their hometown artists on some other shit. Not just like supporting their hometown mainstream artists. They're supporting their hometown artists undeniably, no matter what. You know what I mean?
Well, the problem is it's fundamentally...
No. I don't want to hear no problem. I just want to say what it is. You know what I mean? Because I know the problems.
No, but it's not about the people. It's not about having new people. It's about we have generally in this city, not even just the last few years, last 10 years, not really gotten behind. Like LA and Atlanta have been on supporting their own.
That's what I'm saying.
So
that's what I'm saying. So like,
I don't even know if
gotta
it's...
change this shit. I mean,
I agree with you. I agree. There's a major
we gotta
problem
add
there.
like, you know, look, I got no problem with y'all. You know, I ain't got no problem
You
with
just
Flex.
told me you wanted me to lose my job.
I did not tell you I want you to lose your job.
I'm letting
bro.
you finish.
I ain't tell you I want you to lose your job. You know how much I love you, bro.
But you want to cultivate
what
the
I'm
new.
saying is I want to see people like me, young millennials, in here eventually. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You know, because they struggling trying to get jobs, you know what I mean? They can't get jobs. Like, I know a lot of people who would love to be here and who could really put on for like somewhere like Hot 97. And you know what I'm saying? Put on for their city in general. So I ain't taking nothing away from y'all, but I just wanted to put that out there because I think that's something that's never said.
You think the voice is missing?
Huh?
You think there's a voice missing
Not
of
even
your generation?
I think there's more energy missing.
Do you feel like the people that we have here that are young are not doing a good job?
Oh,
Is that
no,
why
no,
you
I
wanna
love
hear them?
Megan. I love Megan. You know, that's the homie. You know what I mean? But
What about Drewski, Scotty?
Scotty, that's the homie. You know what I mean?
AKA Young African.
I think everybody here is doing good. I just think y'all need to
You want
give
more.
them bigger platforms, man. I think y'all just need to give them, you know, like Scotty should have more time. She should have her own show. Like, you know, I know Megan got her own show, but like just, you know what I'm saying? Just support
So you
them
want me to
more.
lose my job?
No, Ebro, I don't want you to lose your job. I want
What
you
about
to
his daughter?
keep
What
your
about
job.
Ebro's daughter?
You know what I'm saying?
And the food that she needs in her mouth. You just want to take it.
You trying to take
No,
me
he
out?
just wants more opportunities for younger people.
Not at all.
which is
Not at
right.
all.
So
Y'all the
here's
OGs.
what I'ma say
And
to
y'all
that.
always
Yes.
gonna
Here's
be
what
the
I'm gonna
OGs.
say to that, because you know me,
But
I
we're
get in
the
my
young
posture.
Gs.
Come take my fucking job if you want it.
Hey,
you
there
see
it
me
is.
out here.
You
You
heard-
see me out here.
you heard,
You
so
see
that-
me moving
that
around.
next
All you
young
niggas see
Ebro,
me moving around.
that next
I
young
walk
Ebro.
around the street dolo.
Here's the
Y'all niggas
battery
scared.
for you.
Come get the job, nigga. Come get it.
But he says the N-word. He's very
Here's
serious.
the
Come
battery
get
for
the
you.
job.
My young world.
I done put so many people up here. Most of y'all get up here and flub. There's people in this room right now.
What I know is I got love for my man.
Put this
Ebro,
microphone
man.
in their face. Y'all
I
get up
just-
here and
You
flub.
know what I'm saying? I got to think about
Let
my
these artists
future,
run
though,
you
man.
over, man. Don't let these artists
That's
run
it.
you over. Take these niggas out the same way they gonna try to take you out.
Oh my God.
And this is why I made Joey wait this long.
flex.
This is why I made Joey wait
I
this
was
long.
going that flex, but I love flex too.
This is why I made
Flex
Joey
is
wait this
older,
long. I
fam.
knew this young nigga would get hot
He's
and try to
older,
come for
fam.
my job. Made this nigga wait 4 years.
Yo, Joey, I only have one night. Let me keep my night, man. I got something.
Yeah, what you doing over there, Rosenberg? You don't even show up for your show.
I was trying to play Joey's records. I thought I was doing the job.
Nah, man.
Man, all I'm saying, man.
No, I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong. I think there's definitely more room for that.
Yeah.
Also, too, the game has changed, which is why, like, what we do over the air is a dying thing. Let's just keep it a hundo.
Word.
Right? What we're doing on the air every day as broadcast is challenged by podcast, is challenged by streaming, is challenged by Sirius Satellite. Like those are real platforms and real outlets where a lot of young people, right? People in this room, people at the station, they're making podcasts or they're doing things on a streaming level because this job right here is really the only way you get a check is when the advertising comes in, and the advertising is going to these other things. So they're not hiring more people to do this job.
Right.
When I meet young people and they're like, yo, I want to do what you do, I'll be like, fam, you might want to talk on a microphone, but broadcasting over the FM is challenged by streaming, satellite podcasts, like these other things.
And just to throw it in there, like, you know, because I really, like, you know, it had
Nah, don't
nothing
clean
to
it
do
up
with
now,
you.
nigga.
Nah.
You trying to take me
I
out.
ain't trying to clean shit up.
I knew these young niggas was coming for me eventually.
Nah, it's
But
more.
you didn't think it'll be the one you raised.
No. Check it out.
Yo, Rosenberg, here's your plaque. Yo, let me take your job.
It's like,
Let this be the last
you're
plaque
fired.
Hang it up in your house.
Oh man. Nah, you know, it's really more about, like, you know, getting back to that element where that position where we all feel involved and connected with each other. It's more about that than anything. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I bring up the youth, because it's like it's easier for youth to connect with youth, you know, like a tracks like and shit. But it's less about the broadcasting and the morning shows. It's more just about the DJs and, you know, like the shit that they playing, the shit that they support, the shit that they know about. Because, like, you know, no disrespect to Flex, but Flex don't really know this shit until it's already popping on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit been popping for months. And you know, not even talk about Flex, radio in general. You know what I'm saying? Shit be popping for months, and radio don't know about it until like 5-6 months later. Now y'all want to jump on there and play.
We be waiting.
Where it should be
I
like,
can't front.
yo,
We be waiting.
Yeah.
y'all be waiting?
We wait.
You have to go through tests
I mean,
to see if
but
things
nah,
are
sometimes I be like,
bullshit,
y'all
but
can
it's true.
wait, but
Be
it's like,
internet niggas ain't gonna pop all the way. Let's
no,
see.
I dig that. I definitely.
But there are times.
every
I
other
dig
week,
that.
every other
But I'm
week,
just
y'all done
saying.
got somebody who hot.
And there are times
just
we
saying,
sit there
y'all
and
niggas
fight
be
for
late.
like
Yes,
fight for
but hold
records.
on, but Joey,
and
hold
they're
on.
like, no.
But what about I'm just throwing a great example out here. Fucking Broccoli was goddamn platinum, and we hadn't played it yet, and it was platinum.
You know
it
why?
went,
Can I
it went
tell
to
you why?
pop radio.
Can I tell you why?
Pop radio
Internet
started
radio.
playing it,
Can I tell
and
you?
we hadn't played
Can I
it
tell
yet.
you why?
Why, bro?
That shit's fucking trash.
No,
I ain't
it's
playing
not.
That shit. Fuck
It
outta
still
here.
feels
I
good.
hate
That
shit
Broccoli.
not trash,
I hate that
bro.
record still.
That's-
And I hate that. What's the other nigga that made the same record? Kyle.
Nice
He's
fight.
coming on the show
I
tomorrow.
fought with him over that. I'm like, yeah, but people like this record.
Kyle.
That's why I fuck with you, bro.
Kyle.
You feel me? Hey,
Mommy, can I go play with Kyle?
You see, look. The young niggas ain't gonna do that.
He
The
is
young
an
niggas
asshole.
ain't gonna do that.
Yo, but then he
Kyle,
sees
let me
then he sees Kyle perform. He's like, yo, that was kind of tight.
Kyle on
That was kinda
stage is tight. Kyle on
Kinda
stage is
tight.
tight.
I'm
And by
like,
the way, let me tell you something. That record that he put out, what's it called? I Spine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on Spine.
I mean,
Whatever
I
the
kinda
fuck that
relate
shit
to that
is.
shit.
No, it's cute. It's very cute. He's awesome on stage, and he's actually like his last album is dope.
Word.
But they be putting these little goofy ass songs out. I just don't like them. And I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, shout out to Kyle, man.
Fuck
Yeah.
Broccoli, too.
I love these. Oh, everyone always does that. Yo,
can't
shout
stand
to, at the end of the whole thing.
Yo, shout out to Flex, B.
Yo, all this shit is
sure.
Joey's fault, man. We was just trying to play some records on Joey's out and shit. With
Yo, listen, hey, Joey.
Nah, I already know. I was
Joey.
premeditating shit last night. Like, I'm gonna kill him with this.
Last time he was up here, wait, no, that was 2 times ago we got into it, right?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
always get into it.
What did we fight about 2 times ago?
Because same shit,
knows?
not supporting his music,
Who
and he should be
knows?
hotter, and fuck that, and
but
fuck
look,
y'all
look,
motherfuckers.
look where we at now, baby. Look where we at now,
platinum
baby.
now. We
You know
platinum
what I'm
now.
saying?
Yo.
Pressure make gold and then diamonds.
Yo, what's
Platinum.
what's gonna be the or goal? Sorry, what's gonna be the next biggest record off the new album?
Oh, Temptation.
Let's play that.
Let's do it. Come
Let's
on.
go
This
close out
like
with
this
that?
like one of my favorite songs I ever made. Here it is. World premiere?
World
Premiere.
Temptation.
Joey Badass, All-Amerikkan Badass, pick it up. These niggas trying to take my job. This shit's gonna play out on the radio
Come on,
too. One
man.
day I'm gonna lock
Know I
myself
got
in the
nothing but
station.
love for
And
y'all,
y'all gonna have to
man.
take me out.